Good afternoon, everybody. It's Thursday, February 21st, and it's time for another shop video here at Litchfield County Computer. As always, lately there seems to be a lot of things going on. Got a couple laptops to briefly talk about, and another one of my small and medium business topics that just actually came up yesterday. I was waiting to see what the resolution was going to be before I talked about it, and I actually got the resolution yesterday afternoon. So now I can bring it up in a video. First of all, this black laptop over here, the owner requested that I format it. And for those of you that are unaware, a format of a drive completely erases that drive. In this particular case, the owner asked me to format the hard drive that's in this machine, but there is one issue, and in order to do that format, I need a Windows disk or recovery media. I have neither. And this is a Windows 7 machine. And in order to get the recovery media for it, my normal vendor is no longer selling Windows 7. Some of the third-party vendors are, that they use. Those third-party vendors want a minimum of $199.99 for a Windows 7 Professional CD. And Windows 7 Home Edition has not been actually sold in quite some time. Just Pro. So that would raise the cost to repair this laptop into the $350 zone. The owner of this machine is not in the best physical condition, and I believe he's mulling over what he wants me to do. So I'm on hold for right now. This other laptop that's over here next to my camera bag came in for a general checkout. And general checkout, what I do, guys, is I check for viruses and I check the condition of the hard drive to make sure that the hard drive is not getting ready to fail. General checkouts are usually preceded by my most common complaint, and that complaint is my computer is running slow. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. A slow computer is a sick computer, and sick computers need to be looked at right away because you don't know if the hard drive is getting ready to fail. The faster I can catch a failing hard drive, the more likely I am that I will be able to save its contents, which not only will prevent data loss, it will also save you a significant amount of labor money. Just so everybody knows, the hard drive in this machine is A-OK. The other topic that I wanted to discuss that came up yesterday that I couldn't talk about yet was IT companies will sometimes, in fact most of the time I find, IT companies will withhold either information or passwords from a business. And I have two examples of this that I can talk about. In the first one, which I am dealing with personally myself, a new company that I just took over the IT business from has an Office 365 account. They use Office 365 for their office programs, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access, etc. And they also use Exchange 365, which is how they get their email. That's their email server. The Outlook 365 then ties into Exchange 365, and they can use those two methods to get and send email. Well, the IT company had set up the initial Office 365 account, and what they were doing was Microsoft would bill them, and then the company would then basically forward that bill to the business. The business would pay the IT company, and the IT company in turn would pay Microsoft. Now, there's nothing wrong with this arrangement, except for the fact that the account that the business owner had to log into the Office and Exchange 365 was not an administrative level account. He could not actually change any of the billing functions in the account, and when he canceled his contract with the other firm, they left the account this way. It stayed this way until I discovered the issue. I don't even think the business was aware of the issue until I told them. And I discovered the issue because one of the things that I had to do as part of my takeover was I had to change the billing on his Office 365 and his Exchange 365 because the billing term was going to be up on March 31st, at which point the 365 services would have stopped and we would have been in trouble because we would have lost access to email. So after discovering this, I spoke with the office manager, and he spoke with the guys at the other firm, and they upgraded the account in question to an administrative account, and I was able to go in and make the required changes. I'm actually going to be following up this afternoon or evening. Those changes need 24 hours to take effect, and then we should be good to go. I have to give the previous firm credit. They were very forthcoming in the request to upgrade the account and turn that access over to the owner of the business so I could make my changes. Other IT firms, on the other hand, may not be as forthcoming. And I was told this story some time back. I believe the individual that told me this was involved in this particular incident with a town in Connecticut. He did not say which town, but it was a town. And what happened, the story that was relayed to me was this. A town in Connecticut had a contract with an IT firm that was fairly new, brand new at the time. And when the town officials signed the contract, they didn't bother to read the whole thing thoroughly. And the IT firm started work. They started getting bills at a rate of $25 an hour, which is what it said in the contract. Now, those of you that have watched my previous videos know that $25 an hour is a very, very low number. Something's got to be wrong here. And you would be right. There was something wrong here. But the town didn't know it yet. Some time went by. Town was getting billed at the $25 an hour rate. Everything seems normal. And then they get a bill all of a sudden and the rate jumps up into the hundreds per hour. The town officials, who were flabbergasted, called the firm. And the owner of the firm says, "Did you guys read your contract?" Town officials go, "No." And the owner of the firm goes, "Well, read your contract. You will see in the fine print," and this was literally fine print from what I'm told. They put this in 8-point font. You will see in the fine print, they said, that the $25 an hour rate is an introductory rate. The normal rate is, I don't know what the normal rate was, but it was in the hundreds per hour, probably somewhere between 120 and 160. Like I've said before, the normal rate is in the hundreds per hour. And by the way, just so you know, we have all your passwords. Yeah, that was a veiled threat. So not all of these companies are forthcoming when it comes to giving information that the business should honestly have freely to that business. They will often use that as a means of control. Again, that's not something that goes on here at Litchfield County Computer. I am always very forthcoming. All my businesses have logins, passwords, instructions on how to get into things in the event of emergency in case I'm not there or can otherwise not help them except over the phone. They know how to access and use their own stuff, which not a lot of IT companies will necessarily tell their business customers. And that is something else that I need to make small and medium business owners aware of, because these are very common issues along with the service contract issue for a small to medium business. Again, the biggest advice that I can give a small to medium business that is having questions about their IT situation is to read their contract over thoroughly and make sure they understand what is in it. And I think that will be all for this time. As always, feel free to rate, comment, like, subscribe. I've been getting a lot of likes lately, so it's a big help for the channel. Gotten a few new subscribers this week as well. Thank you very much. And I will see everyone next time. See everyone soon. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.